Hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class, we are going to discuss about important international awards that were announced in the year 2026 till now. So we'll be discussing all the important awards. So that's why it is actually a very important topic. So let us begin. So we'll be talking about these many awards, so which includes Academy Awards, also known as Oscar Awards. Then we'll talk about BAFTA Awards. An Indian winner is there. Pulitzer Award, International Booker Prize, Nobel Prize, Global Teacher Prize, Whitley Award, Stockholm Prize. These are the awards. We will discuss it in today's class. Okay. Then we have Pritzker Prize, Templeton Prize, Fields Medal, etc. So let us begin with the first award, and that is about Academy Awards. So Academy Awards is nothing but, I'm sure you must have heard this term called as Oscar Awards. Okay. Now, this is given by AMPAS, Academy of Motion Picture Art and Sciences. This is a body based in Los Angeles, America, where this award is given. Los Angeles, California, USA. Okay. And actually, this is being given since almost 1929 and 1928-29. This is actually the 90th Academy Awards. So this was the 90th Academy Award or 90th Oscar Awards, which was announced in March this year. So generally, it is announced in March. And this is with regards to whatever actually the films that came in last year from January till December 2025. Whatever the films were released, this were actually, and that is the award is actually given for that film. Okay. Now, whenever we are talking about Oscar Awards, generally you are supposed to know four things. चार चीजें जाननी जरूरी होती. The first actually is Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, and Best Actress. These four. So Best Picture Award is one battle after another. This is the film or Best Film Award, what you call. Next is Best Director Award, Paul Thomas Anderson. This is the name of the director who has directed in this film called as One Battle After Another. Okay. Next is Best Actor, Michael B. Jordan. This actor has acted in the film. The name of the film is Sinners. Next is Best Actress, Jessie Buckley. The name of the film is One Battle After Another. This is the name of the film. Okay. So these four awards you are actually supposed to remember for must remember. And other than that, you should remember any Indian winner, if there is any Indian winner or not. Okay. So if an Indian wins this award in any category, it will be important. So, but we have not seen this year any Indian winner. So here is India. This is US. This is California. And here you will find Los Angeles. So Los Angeles is famous, like Mumbai is famous for Bollywood. Similarly, Los Angeles city is famous for Hollywood. Okay. That is what you should be knowing. Now, one more important history that was created this year was with regards to most nomination. So then the film Sinners got 16 nomination. This is the record history in the history of Oscar that we have seen so much nomination. Previously, we had seen 14 nominations. In 1950, All About Eve, Titanic 1997, La La Land 2016. But this one actually has achieved the maximum nomination, Sinners, this year. So this is very, very important. Next, let's talk about BAFTA Awards. This is also an award in the field of cinema. We call it as British Academy of Film Television Award. So it is given from Britain. Now, generally, you are not supposed to remember all the things like Best Award, Best Actor, Best Actress, etc. But an Indian has won it, so we will talk about that. Indian winner. So these are best films. So like best film is One Battle After Another, same in Oscar category. Hai na? Best director is Paul Thomas Anderson. Again, these two are same for Oscar and BAFTA. Then best actor is Robert Arameo for I Swear film. Best leading actress Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. So best actress is also Jessie Buckley, if you see it here. But this is for another film, One Battle After Another. This is a different film. Okay. In Oscar we are talking. In BAFTA Awards also she has won it, but for some other film, Hamnet. Now, these are less important. The most important is this one. A Manipuri language-based film called as Boong, which has made history because in the category of Best Children and Family Film, it has won the award. It's a Manipuri language-based film directed by Lakshmi Priya Devi, supported by Farhan Akhtar, Ritesh Sadhwani, etc. other producers. First time ever that an Indian film has won in BAFTA in this category, Best Children and Film category. Okay. This is very, very important. We have seen question also in the exams. And next is Pulitzer Prize. Pulitzer Prize by default, if it's actually given in the field of journalism. When you talk about Pulitzer Prize, it is given from America, Columbia University. Okay. And Joseph Pulitzer in the memory of Joseph Pulitzer. It is given. It is given in the field of journalism, arts, and letter. You can see by Columbia University, New York. And these are the categories under which it is given. Okay, you are not supposed to go very much in detail. If an Indian winner is there, you should remember that. That is important. And yes, we have seen this year an Indian winner. That's why it becomes very important. Columbia University, 1917. 2 Indian journalists win Pulitzer Prize, and that's why it is important. Anand R.K. and Suparna Sharma. These two have won in the category of illustrated reporting and commentary. This is the category under which they were given the award. For research on digital surveillance and cyber fraud. Okay. So these are other, this you should remember, Anand R.K. and Suparna Sharma. This is very, very important. Now, other than that, actually, you can remember these things. है ना? तो ये सब winners है this year के. Just have an idea about it. No need to go in detail. है ना? And these are the winners. And actually, public service में Washington Post को मिला है. Washington Post is a very famous newspaper based in America. I'm sure you must be aware. And these are other reportings. Next is International Booker Prize. So we have 2 International Booker Prize. One is International Booker Prize, which is generally around announced around April, May, June. Another is Booker Prize, which is announced in November, October, November, around that. So International Booker Prize 2026, very, very important. Won by a Taiwanese novel, Taiwan Travelogue. This is the name of the novel, written by Yang Shuangzi. So this is the name of the author. He wrote in Taiwanese language. But International Booker Prize is a prize which is given to a book which must be translated into English. So translator is Ling King. He is the translator. So this is about actually 1938 Japanese colonial era. This book is about talking about that story. Hai na? The story is set in 1938. Okay. So that is what you should be knowing about. Hai na? Next is Abel Prize. It is also famously called as Nobel Prize in Maths. This is a nickname as, because we do not have Nobel Prize in Maths. So this is famously called as Abel Prize, given annually every year by the King of Norway to the most outstanding mathematician. Okay. In the name of Niels Henrik Abel. Okay. And this, who is the winner? Gerd Faltings. You can see here also Gerd Falting. He is the winner of 2026. Very, very, very important. Okay. And so here is India. This is Norway. It is a Scandinavian country. And its capital is Oslo. So these are the basic things you should be knowing. Next is Global Teacher Prize. Very, 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 very important. Why it is important? Because again, this year an Indian has won it. That's why it is very important. So Indian educator and artist Rubal Nagi won $1 million Global Teacher Prize 2026, presented in Dubai. Okay, that's what you should be knowing about. Now, 1 million prize given by GEMS Education, Varke Foundation, and UNESCO. Okay. So these are the basic things you should know. The winner's name you should remember, Rubal Nagi. Very, very, very important. Okay. So Global Teacher Prize, 1 million award is given by Varke Foundation. You can see, and by from UK. And this is actually teacher who has done inspiring impact on the students and his community. And that's what you should be knowing. Next is Whitley Award. It is also called as Green Oscars. Okay. So Green Oscars, 2 Indian women conservationists won the award. है ना? So that's why it is important. Though Indian को मिला है, that's why it becomes very, very important. है ना? Green Oscars, Indian women conservationists, one among 6 Whitley Awards. है ना? So they are actually Praveen Sheikh and Barkha Subba. So Praveen Sheikh was instrumental in protecting Indian skimmer or doing research, etc. है ना? And Barkha Subba research on Himalayan salamander. So these are rare species. है ना? So that's what you should know. Praveen Sheikh and Barkha Subba. So Praveen Sheikh studied Indian skimmer. So this is Indian skimmer, you can see. And it's according to IUCN Red List, it is an endangered species. Okay. And the next one is actually the winner is Barkha Subba for actually research on rare amphibian. Amphibian actually which can actually live both on land and water. Himalayan salamander. So this is Himalayan salamander. You can see it is very similar to a lizard, I think. Found in Indian subcontinent and Southeast Asia. It is near threatened according to IUCN Red List. Okay, that's what you should be knowing. So 2026 Whitley Awards, you can see. These are the other winners, but these 2 are important. Praveen Sheikh and Barkha Subba. Okay. And the reason is very simple. I'm sure you must be aware why we are talking about this. Indian skimmer and Himalayan salamander. Next is Stockholm Water Prize. Stockholm is the capital of which country? Sweden. Very important. and it is given on the occasion of World Water Day. So from water terrorist to water laureate, Iran's eco warrior in exile Kaveh Madani wins 2026 award. So he's actually in exile from Iran, Kaveh Madani. He has won 2026 Stockholm Water Prize. Okay. Professor Kaveh Madani named 2026 Stockholm Water Prize at UNESCO ceremony in Paris, France. I'm sure you must be aware. Sometimes they ask where is the headquarters of UNESCO. It is in Paris. And UNESCO stands for United Nations Education Scientific Cultural Organization. Kaveh Madani, Director of United Nations University Institute for Water, Environment and Health. So it was given very near to the occasion of World Water Day, which is on 22nd March. So theme was water and gender was the theme this year. Next is Breakthrough Prize 2026. So Breakthrough Prize 2026. This has been recently awarded. You can see in April. And actually there are a lot of winners. You can read it. It is also called as Oscar of Sciences. These are the winners' name, but you are not supposed to remember all of them. So in maths category, Frank Merle. Let me show here actually. Won it in breakthrough non-linear evolution equation, etc. Then these two are also win Wang to collaboration, David Gross, etc. But what you are supposed to know is this one. Indian physicist Atanu Nath from Assam was among the one who has shared fundamental prize, breakthrough fundamental prize for MON G2 collaboration. So this is MON G2 collaboration. इसमें एक Indian winner है Atanu Nath. This you should remember from Assam. Why we are talking about it? Because of course you cannot remember all the names, and you are supposed to actually remember only the important ones. Who is Atanu Nath? Assam's physicist wins Global Breakthrough Prize in Fundamental Physics. You can see 26 April news. It's very important. Next is Raman Magsaysay Award 2026. It is also called as Asia's Nobel Prize. Okay. It is given, actually Raman Magsaysay is the former ex-president of Philippines. In his name, this award is given by Philippines. Okay. And Raman Magsaysay, it is awarded every year in the memory of Raman Magsaysay. Now, this award is actually given since April 1957 by Rockefeller Brothers Fund from New York and Philippines government together. It is also called as Nobel Prize of Asia. It is given in the field of public service, community leadership, journalism, literature, creative communication, art, etc. And actually, last year it was given to an Educate Girls. It is an NGO actually founded by Safina Hussain. So last year it was given in August. This year we'll have to wait for July, August, or generally August, May, or September. May it is generally announced. Raman Magsaysay Award actually. So this year, whenever it will be announced, you have to keep that in your mind. Okay. Next is Pritzker Prize. Pritzker Prize is given in the field of architecture. Very, very important. Pritzker Architecture Prize. International award presented annually to honor a living architect or architect whose built work demonstrate a combination of those qualities of talent, vision, commitment, etc. Founded in 1979 by J. A. Pritzker and his wife. Funded by Pritzker family. It is also called as Nobel Prize of Architecture. This is sponsored by Hayat Foundation, etc. and all. That is what you should be doing. So अगर आप देखोगे winners, so last year it was Louis Jaikun was the winner from China 2025, and before that we have seen 2023 David Chipperfield, 2024, so other awards. But this year who is the winner? So from Chile. Chile is a country in South America, and the capital of Chile is Santiago. I'm sure you must have heard. So there's a person called as Smiljan Radic. He has won Nobel of Architecture, that is Pritzker Prize 2026. Smiljan Radic is the winner this year. You can see of Pritzker Prize 2026. Okay. So yaad rakhiyega, this is very important. Pritzker Prize is given in the field of architecture. Okay. Chile architecture, Smiljan Radic was named 2026 laureate of Pritzker Prize. Fifth Latin American to get this award. So here is India. This is South America. Okay, let me remove myself. Yes, this is Chile. And the capital of Chile is Santiago. ठीक है, यहीं पे आपको मिलेगा एक बहुत famous mountain range that's called as, you will find a mountain range called as Andes Mountains. And इसके बगल में just here you will find a desert called as Atacama Desert, world's driest place. कई सालों से बारिश नहीं हुई है ना. This is the world's driest place called as Atacama Desert. Okay. These are the things you should be knowing about. Now let's move on to the next one, that is Templeton Prize. Now, Templeton Prize is an annual award granted to a living person in estimation, है ना, whose exemplary achievement, है ना, in philanthropic vision, etc. and all. Okay. So this year actually Professor Simon Conway Morris was given this Templeton Prize. In the past, we have seen Dalai Lama and other Jane Goodall and other people winning this award. This was announced in 21st April 2026. है ना. Templeton Prize. And it is given for this purpose: outstanding contribution in affirming life's spiritual dimension, whether through insight, discovery, or practical works. And 2026 Templeton Prize. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Fields Medal, very important, very, very, very important. Actually, I'm telling you why it is very, very, very important. Why I'm highlighting it. देखो, Fields Medal is a prize awarded to 2, 3, or 4 mathematicians under age of 40. You should be less than 40 years of age, and generally 2 or 3 or 4 people are given by International Mathematical Union every 4 years. हर साल नहीं दिया जाता है. It is not given every year. It is given after every 4 years. है ना? Outstanding at contribution in mathematics. It is also famously called as Nobel Prize in Maths, because even Nobel Prize from Norway, which is given from Norway, is also called as Nobel Prize in Maths, because this is a nickname. तो इसीलिए निकनेम, इसको इतना सीरियसली नहीं लेना, ठीक है. So that is what you should know. It is given of course after the name of John Charles Fields. Now, why I'm saying it is very, very important, because it is given after every 4 years, and it is a very famous award in the field of maths. If you see, it was given in 2010, ये 2010 में दिया गया, then 2014 में दिया गया, 4 years later, then in 2018 it was given, then 2022 it was given. Now 4 years later in 2026 it will be given. This year you will find Fields Medal being announced. 2026 में Fields Medal announce किया जाएगा. That's why it is very, very important. Okay, 2026 Fields Medal winner will be announced in July 2026 and at the International Congress of Mathematicians in Philadelphia. So we are waiting for it. If there is any award, please keep on following it and update yourself, because it is very, very important. Next is Tyler Prize. Tyler Prize is given in the field of environment if you have done a fantastic work in the field of environment. So American scientist Toby Kears. So T से Tyler's, T से Toby. Prize for shedding light, won the prize, and in January this was in the news, because he has done research on hidden fungal networks. ठीक है. Mycorrhizal networks. Why mycorrhizae is actually a type of a fungi, and उसी पर research उन्होंने किया. That's what you should know. American evolutionary biologist Toby Kears has now been awarded Tyler Prize for environmental achievement, called as Nobel Prize for Environment. Okay, so this is actually all about today's class. We have discussed in detail about all the important prizes, and you should remember, one more thing I'll be discussing, because we'll be having class in October. Actually, in the first and second week of October, you will find Nobel Prize being announced. Okay. So when Nobel Prize will be announced, we'll be having a separate class for that, but that will be very, very important. The Nobel Prize is announced in first and second week of October, but it is given on 10th December. Why 10th December? Why it is so special? Because on 10th December is the death anniversary of Alfred Nobel. I was seeing a question where actually they had asked question with regards to Alfred Nobel. He has actually implemented what? So he had actually discovered what? Dynamite, or made dynamite. This you should remember. So Alfred Nobel death anniversary, because Alfred Nobel was the one who wrote in his last will. Last will समझते हो ना, वसीयत. Before the death people write कि ये चीज मेरे जो मेरा पैसा उसका क्या किया जाए ना, what should be done with that money. So he said it should award should be set up and all, an award should be given and all. So every year from first and second week of October, you will find Nobel Prize being announced. So whenever it will be announced, be careful, keep on following that. Okay, that is what actually I wanted to highlight. This is very important, and we have discussed about Oscar awards. So this is generally given in March every year. I have told you, we have talked about this as well. Another important, we have discussed about the International Booker Prize. So Booker Prize will be announced also very soon in around November, October, November. So that also you should keep in mind because these are important. And International Booker Prize and Booker Prize are different. So you have to keep these small things in mind. Hana. So that is what you should be knowing. So this is all about today's class. Please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, share this video. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.